All right, y'all. So we're back. We're talking about the offense now. And during the game, I was giving Zac Robinson a lot of BS. Okay, and I understand why. I think everybody knows why. He has not been, coaching up to the level of this talent, and the talent's been bailing him out for the most part. Or I did this in week 2 when we played the Vikings. I thought he didn't necessarily call a bad or good game, but then I watched the tape. I'm like, wait, wasn't necessarily a bad game. And I kind of feel the same way with this one, but I will also say that if I had to give him a grade, it's probably going to be like a C minus. Now, everybody's going to probably look at me like I'm crazy, but when you watch, everything that happened, and, sometimes the execution wavers and sometimes the defense has a good game plan, but it's also like, bro, the things you can't control, you aren't really doing well. A lot of the play calls weren't even on Zac. Some of it was Mike not seeing the field. Some of it was the offensive line being terrible. If I had to split the blame, it's probably 50% the offensive line, 40% Mike, probably 10% Zac, because he did have some questionable calls, but a lot of the calls he did have, guys were open, Mike just didn't see them. And whether that was the pressure or him not actually just reading the field well, we're going to talk about, I'm going to show y'all, I have 6 plays to show you that it really wasn't all Zac. It was really everybody. It was Zac, offensive line, Mike, receivers, all that, man. So let's go on and get into it. All right, so here we go. This is the first one I want to look at, right? Where we're going to have, it's a protection breakdown. That's what I would consider it. Okay, well, it's an obvious protection breakdown. But look, we're going to get Darnell Mooney. He's going to motion across the formation. Okay, he's going to be in motion at the snap. Offensively or protection-wise, we're going to have Matthew Bergeron be the guy pulling over because Kyle's going to chip and then get onto his route, okay? But once again, we're trying to mess with the guys right here because if we pull across the formation, these guys either they're going to freeze or they're going to trigger downfield hard, which is going to open up a big void over the middle of the field, okay? Now, the route that I want y'all to pay attention to is Drake London's because he's going to run a crossing route right into this void over the middle of the field, and he's going to be wide open. But once again, where it breaks down is the protection because look at this. We're going to get this safety come down, okay? He's not going to necessarily blitz, but he's going to show a blitz, which is going to prompt Chris Lindstrom. What he's going to do is, he's supposed to be blocking back like this in a sense, and then he sees a blitz, he's gonna fall back into that gap and take him. But it's just a one big clusterfuck, I would say, because we left a big play on the field. So let's look at it right here. So look, Drake London, Darnell Mooney, he's gonna motion over, right? We're gonna see 27 is gonna initially blitz, and that forces Chris Lindstrom to fall out of that gap and go to him and pick him up, which I'm not mad at him for doing that. But let's look at Ryan Nuzul, okay? He's the guy right here. He's responsible for the free rusher in a sense, or the guy that gets free. Because look, he just lets him run right through. Drew Dahlman does that, not us. Not us, Ryan. We're better than that. Okay. Now I understand there was kind of like a miscommunication right here. Cool, but he just let him run straight through. And look at this. Once again, Drake London is wide open. Wide open. Wide open, bro. And if Mike had time, this is an explosive play right here. This wasn't Zac Robinson. This wasn't the receivers. This was the offensive line right here this time. They were messing up the play. Okay, they messed up a very big play that we left out of here on the field. So, oh, man, it's a tough watch. All right, now this next one, I would 100% put this on our quarterback, okay? So, look, this is what we're getting. We're going to get a motion over by Darnell Mooney. Okay, he's going to be running this out route, right? This is the first read in the progression. Bijan's going to be running a curl route down the field. This is the second read in the progression. Let's get down to the bottom of the screen. Drake London is going to be running a crossing route, which is going to be third. Kyle Pitts is running a return route, which is going to be the last read in the progression, okay? Cool, full field read concept, right? Now, I really don't care about the coverage, but I just want y'all to show the process because this, even though this is a first down conversion, the process is way worse than the actual result because let's just check it out, bro. Check it out. We're going to get, once again, this motion by Darnell Mooney, and Mike is looking down the middle of the field, which is a good thing. He's keying the coverage. He's trying to confirm what he's seeing, okay? This is cool. Now, right here is where it gets bad. Either he was trying to target Darnell Mooney, he was running out, or Bijan. Either way, both routes are covered really well because you have 4 over 2. You know what that means? There's going to be 3 over 3 on the backside. That means somebody's going to win their ones, and guess who's winning their one? Drake London's coming wide open across the middle of the field. And you know what makes this frustrating is that look at this. He puts his eyes in the middle of the field. Now, he had this issue against Carolina, and I said this on Twitter. I was like, bro, this feels like the week 3 game. Only thing is we're scoring points because look at this. He went right over Drake London. You see that? He's looking at him. He's looking at him right here. I don't know why his eyes went past him and Drake London's running into open space. Oops, I moved that out the way. I'm not sure why he's looking over this. He sees space in the middle of the field. He knows where the route is going. Okay, you know where this route is going. Throw it. You know where the route is going. You know there's space here. See space, throw the space. Especially if you know that's where the guy's going to be, right? But then you see he gets past Drake. He skips over him. Now he's going to throw it to Kyle. Kyle wasn't even expecting the ball. Look at him. He wasn't expecting that pass. And he knew it was a dumb pass because now he has to box out this defender, which, bro, we know Drake London is open. Kyle knows. If this guy's on me, Drake London should be getting this ball. And he knows it shouldn't have been thrown right there because he tries to box him out. And, once again, he ends up making a play right here at the end of the day. But process over results, man. I did not like the way that looked. All right, now this next one, it isn't on the offensive line. It isn't on Mike. It's on our running back, Tyler. Now, this is what I'm assuming, okay? Because I would highly doubt we're running a screen to Charlie Warner on the backside. So this is what we're getting. We're going to get Charlie Warner carrying his guy upfield. We're going to get Jake Matthews getting out. Rodney's going to bluff a block and then also get out. We're going to have Matthew Bergeron stay in. But we also, I forgot to mention this, Darnell Mooney's going to be motioning over across. Now, where this goes wrong is that I would assume that Tyler's supposed to do a play fake this way, then get out. Okay, not go the other way, chip, and then get out into the route. Now, if he was supposed to do that and we're running a screen to Charlie Warner, Zac Robinson, what are you doing? But I highly doubt he was trying to run a screen to our blocking tight end, okay? Now, if we were, let's look at it. Let's look at the bottom. Now that I look at it a little bit more, I think he's trying to get off of him. So this may be a screen to Charlie Warner. In that situation, Zach, what are you doing, bro? Why are you calling a screen to our tight end? But either way, this is not on Mike, okay? You can see either it's on Tyler or it's on the play call, which I don't understand why we're trying to call a screen to our tight end who's used for blocking. Now, this play right here, this is the sack fumble that Bryce Huff got. Now, first of all, look at his alignment. Now, Kyle Pitts, he's the point man on this stack, and he has a -1 split inside the numbers, okay? And look at where he is. He's about 3 feet away from him, okay? Elijah Wilkinson, you have to. I would prefer you overset on this, bro, because he's going for a speed rush. Either he's gonna speed rush you or he's gonna build up steam to power rush you. But anyways, let's get into what's going on. So we're gonna get smash front side. We're gonna get this out route by Kyle, and we're gonna get this 7 route by Drake London. We're gonna get dagger on the backside. We're gonna have a clear out. We're gonna have the big dig by Darnell Mooney, and then Bijan's gonna check and do a sit. Okay, good play call by Zach. Very good play call. You have your front side read and you have something to progress to, and you have your check now. Okay, not a bad play call. But where it goes wrong, once again, number 71, because look at this, man. It's a wide 9. Look at this. He doesn't even. Elijah Wilkinson, man. Okay, it's just the only guy right here, and you're just steady, just creeping. Maybe you're trying to stop the inside counter, but I would rather you overset him. That way, if he counters inside, he's going to flash in front of Mike, and either he has time to, cover the ball or just get the ball out. But no, you don't overset. You just kind of let him get the edge on you, and now Mike doesn't really see it, and now by the time he does see it, or at least glances at it, or has oh my God, the spidey senses are tingling, it's too late. Because think about it, if he counters inside right here, bro, Mike is going to see that he can cover the ball, okay? Because he's not going to throw it. He's not going to throw that because Diamador Lenore is going to pick that off, right? Okay, but either way, man, people were hyping up Elijah Wilkinson for the longest, and I wasn't drinking that Kool-Aid. I was not going to fall for it because I'm watching the games. He's not been good. The PFF stuck and say he's been a good run blocker, cool, but when it's pass protection time, he's a liability. Caleb McGarry wasn't this bad. Storm Norton for sure wasn't this bad. He was arguably better than Caleb McGarry sometimes, but we need Storm Norton back. Please get back on the field, man. I want Jack Nelson on the field over this, bro. At least I know he'll block. Okay, I have to move the camera a little bit because this is the intentional grounding, which is laughable in my opinion. Very bad play by Mike. I'm just going to play it out real quick and let y'all see it, okay? Y'all see what's happening. Okay, He throws it out of bounds, and let's look at what's going on, right? We're gonna get Drake London. He's going to be running a clear out route, basically. Okay, he's clearing this out. Kyle's gonna take an outside and then run a dig. Okay, we're going to get David Sills. He's gonna run. He's gonna kind of sit right there. Okay, Darnell Mooney's gonna run a corner route, which becomes wide open. Okay, it comes wide open right over here. Okay, this is what we're working with right now. Also, I should have added that Bijan Robinson is going to be flat control here for the cover 2 corner because they are in cover 2. And if you follow me on Twitter, you know I said they're going to keep running cover 2 until Mike can show he can operate against cover 2, because he can't operate against cover 2. I wouldn't say he sucks at it, but it's just very misleading how he has a 73 completion percentage against cover 2, but you watch it, he's not comfortable at all against his defense, okay? So let's watch how this plays out. This is my issue with him, right? Let's look at it. This is a clean pocket. This is a very clean pocket, as you can see. Very clean. No need to bail from this. No need to drift or do anything. You're just going to be looking down the field and seeing where you want to throw this ball. Now, you see that this guy's opening up this way, so an in cut right here is gold because he's not looking at it. Okay, very good play call right here to have where you're going to set up the running back on this side to force him to open up this way and throw an in cut behind him. Very good play right there. But also, once again, Darnell Mooney, he's going to be wide open. Nobody's going to account for him. But let's just keep watching this play and let's look at where it goes wrong. Okay, now Jake Matthews gets walked back a little bit and it causes Mike to panic. I don't know why you panic right here. The pocket is fine. Either you can just shuffle over this way to the soft spot, or what we call drift to the soft spot of the pocket, or just rip it. Just rip it. Just rip it. He's open. Mike, he's open. You're looking down the field, bro. You see it. Consequently, also, you have that open. Now, he's not over here on this side of the field yet, but look at where Kyle is. Kyle is wide open, man. You gotta throw that. But instead, he's gonna panic. I would rather he do this, let me back up and then reset. And that way, you're not putting your offensive line in a bad position, okay? Because look, once again, this guy's not even worried about Darnell. He's looking over there. Darnell Mooney's wide open once again. Okay, reset and then scan the field again, okay? But he runs himself into pressure and then he just throws it out the way and then it's an intentional grounding. I'm not sure what Michael's doing there, man. I'm really not. All right, now this next one, I would kind of put this on Mike, but I will also say this is a very good play by Robert Saleh. So let's look at this. So we're gonna get Bijan. He's gonna motion over, and he's gonna be running a snag route, basically. Okay, Darnell Mooney's gonna be running a dig. Now this is a very common West Coast concept right here. Cool. We're gonna have Drake London's gonna be running a return route. Kyle's going to be running a slant from the tight end position, okay? So you have a split field concept right here, and it's about 2nd and 4, I think, or 2nd and 9, something like that, okay? Now, defensively, what they're going to do is, let me just get the red out for y'all. They're going to be doing overload pressure on this side. They're going to be sending all 4 guys on this side. They're going to drop him out. Matter of fact, they're going to drop him out this way, okay? He's still going to be on his, and then we're going to get the nickel inserted into the B gap right here, okay? And we're going to get a very good design blitz right here. Now, where I will put this on Mike, outside of giving the defense credit for having a good play call right here, is that you have to know how to beat the blitz, okay? So look at this. What I'm talking about is, you see when he gets this ball, he's looking down the middle of the field, and I would argue that he's kind of glancing in this general direction, okay? And he sees this guy is bailing this way, okay? Now, Mike, you know the play, right? You know that this slant is coming over here, and you know he's bailing that way. Wouldn't you, now this is my question, wouldn't you think to throw it right here because you know he's vacating that spot? Because if he were just regularly dropping right here, okay, I don't want to throw that, but since he's going away from that route, you would want to throw that. Especially with the nickel inserting into the B gap like this, okay, okay, I don't see the process behind this, because look at this. He's looking down the middle of the field right here. He still sees this guy. He's just, look at that. And then the route's coming in right here. You know that there's a spot route or a snag route right here on the backside. You have to beat the blitz right here, okay? Now, you could also argue, oh, look at the protection. Charlie Warner's going to the wrong side. Now, This is an overload blitz. This is an overload blitz right here. No, I initially thought the same thing, because why wouldn't Charlie go this way? We know there's going to be a load front right here, but no, it was an overload blitz. So I don't blame him for going to check strong, then go back to weak. Okay, but I put this on Mike. I put this, also give credit to the defense for having a very good design blitz, but this is also on Mike. You have to know how to beat the blitz right here, man. You have to know how to beat the blitz and know where your answers are. You got to know where your answers are. Now, this is the last one. This is kind of like a bonus one I want to show y'all, but I would put this on Mike and the offensive line because I don't dislike the play call, right? We're going to get a clear out route right here by Kyle, okay? And then we're going to get a choice route by Drake. Drake London is very good at running these choice routes, okay? So remember, you can either sit it down, break in, or break out. We're going to get another choice route up here with Bijan Robinson, where you're going to, you're going to do his choice route, sit down, break in, break out. Where this goes wrong is that Matthew Bergeron is going to get walked back into the quarterback's lap, but also Mike sticks on this a little bit too long, okay? You can't, now I understand it's a choice route, you want to like see it and then throw it, but let's look at just what's happening, because I don't understand what he does during the second reaction of the play. Because look at this. We're going to get the route, or we're going to get the play right. 92 is going to walk back into Mike's lap. Okay, cool. That's not his fault. But let's look at Bijan right here. He's going to settle down into space. You don't want to throw that because that's a very dangerous throw. You have two guys pretty much breaking that inside out. You don't want to throw that. Okay, cool. Okay, now he's moving off of his spot. Now, if we go back to the top of the screen, or to the bottom of the screen rather, when this play starts, let's look at the numbers really quick, and let's just look at the field, okay? Leverage, matchup, and space. We're going to see that we're on the right hash, okay? We have two receivers on this side right here, okay? And we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys, okay? Now, let's look on this side of the field. We have 3 guys, and he's tucked far into the box right here, which is going to be leaving a 2-on-2, okay? So if I'm going through my thought process of leverage, matchup, and space, this is probably the place where you have the most space to operate, okay? Because you have a 2-on-2. This guy's tucked far into the box, damn near over the ball. He really can't affect anything unless this guy goes out wide. And then in that situation, it becomes a 3-level choice where you're going to have deep, intermediate, and then low. But let's just watch how this plays out once again, because Drake London's going to be wide open. Look at this. He's wide open. You got to hit him. Now, he wasn't looking that way. I'm not going to say he's wrong for not looking his way first, because I would want to throw the Bijan too, because he's been hooping, right? But we're going to look at this. Second reaction play starts. What does he pump fake for? Like, Drake starts to work out as you start to sprint out that way as well, okay? I'm not sure what he was thinking right here, because look, he pump fakes, and like, I understand Drake wasn't looking, but then when he gets his eyes back to him, you have the arm. You're rolling left. You have a left-handed quarterback. You are a left-handed quarterback. Why not throw that? Let it rip. He's not going to be able to affect the throw. You know you can put enough power on it to get it there. But he's going to just keep running. Okay, now he just hunts the big deep ball, which I don't dislike, okay? Because look at this. Kyle's wide open. Ooh. If he would have hit this, ooh. But, take the profit right here, bro. You won't go broke taking a profit because, look, Drake London was wide open the entire time on the scramble drill. Just take your profit right there, okay? I understand going for the deep ball, but we got to take that right there, man. We have to take that right there. So, really, just at the end of the day, it's like Mike had a bad game. Offensive line had a bad game. Receivers I wouldn't say had a bad game, but they were kind of iffy in spots. But also the play calling was kind of iffy. We already know the run game wasn't going to work because – that defense, they practice against zone running all year. And why we keep running zone? Because if you watched the last video, you saw that, okay, we're going against a team that goes against zone run all day. Let's run some gap scheme. And we run some gap scheme, but we didn't keep running it. We ran pin and pull. We ran some sweeps, but we didn't stick to it. That's where I give Zac Robinson some blame. So once again, this entire offense has to blame. Mike didn't play good. The offensive line didn't play well. Zac Robinson didn't call a consistent game. He had some good play designs, some good stuff to get Mike going, but once again, it falls back on Mike where he just didn't see the receivers, right, when he did have a good play call. So if we assess blame, really, Mike has probably like a D+ because he didn't play necessarily terrible for what he was given, but he left a lot of stuff on the field, okay? Zac Robinson probably gets a straight-up C. questionable play calling, but he also had some good calls to where it's not like, oh my God, he just called a completely bad game. No, he had some good play calls. And the receivers get a C- because, they just weren't up to par out. But it starts with the coaches, because you can't be ready to play 1 week and then completely lost the next week. So we're going to see what we come out and do against Miami. That video will be out later on. But hey, man, if y'all did enjoy this video, be sure to like and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.